What is up, YouTube? It is the Zelda Duelist here, out here with a new budget deck list. And I will be explaining the card by card. Now, everyone knows Yugi Arcana from the anime. They played the Dark Magicians, and I'll have it quite poorly. For not modern time, even back then, Yugi's deck was a shamble and Kaiba should have won every match. But that's in a debate for another day. So yeah, this is my budget list, and before anyone mentions about how it's not budget, because Dragoon and Ash, both being played in there by the way, are in it. Both have gone down in price since the Megatons release and the Structured X release, and Crispy Structured X release, thus meaning it's still budget. I think Dragoon's about £18, and Ash is similar pricing. This deck totals £100 UK, under 90 something UK pounds and $103 US, so it's cheap enough. Again, it's not. Again, you could class it as meta because it's playing the branded engine, but proper meta decks take hundreds or thousands of pounds to corrupt, and I'm not able to afford that. So this is the best I have for a branded Dark Magician list. Let's go on with this. So first, we'll get into the monsters. Dark Magician. We play Dark Magician monsters first. We play the one Dark Magician. Sorry, the two Dark Magicians. My bad. I personally use the Arcana, one Yugi artwork because I find it nostalgic having it in the deck. You can use your artwork you want. I play two because you don't want to see him too much, but you also need them for combos in deck, like summoning Dragoon. And to go with them, we have one Dark Magician Girl. Dark Magician Girl, you could cut it, and you could cut some of the other cards I use. The reason I have Dark Magician Girl in, for something like, if you can afford the Aluba, go for it, but I can't. Or like other hand traps, or other combo cards. But personally, I run it. Next up, the other Dark Magician stuff, we have one Tamias United Dragon, two Apprentice Illusion, and two Magician's Rod. Now, could you run three? Yes. Am I going to? No. I don't have enough good Dark Magician spell traps as such. Apprentice Illusion and Tamias are nice. Tamias, you can use it for Dragoon Turbo. And Apprentice Illusion's nice because this, and a card in hand to discard, plus this, is a 2-card combo to summon Dragoon. Which is criminally underrated whenever anyone mentions a Dark Magician deck. And the Magician's Rod is the budget. It's like the normal summon, Dark Magician normal summon. I normal summon Magician's Rod, such any Dark Magician spell or trap, I know I combo off from there. Amazing card. And then we get into the branded cards. So you get your two Fallen of Albaz. I play one ultra one from the Megaton because I got lucky and pulled it. You could very much easily go for another common one, which is fair enough. It's what you need for the branding stuff, but also in a dire situation, you can just go normal summon Albaz, discard, super poly with your opponent's monster. But again, it's very situational. You play the one Albion, Shredded Dragon, for an upstart. And because it counts as Fallen of Albaz. It's useful if you go for Lubellion with it, and you don't have Despot Tragedy or any other good branding cards. And lastly, you play, normal summons, you play 3 Springen's Kit. Now, this is a Luba on a budget. You can normal summon it, and then you can search any branded style trap you want, like a Luba. And there's a cost to this, and that's you lose 1 card from your hand to the bottom of the deck. Some cases it's good because you might have opened like Albaz, Dark Magician in hand. Other time, what do I get rid of? And hence why it can also be a downside. Equally, if you don't want to play Springen's Kit, you could probably swap it out for something like Keeper or Dragon Magic, if you want to, or if you can afford it, the Aluba. And finally, we get to the hand trap portion of the deck. I personally play 3 Effect Veiler because it's cheap. And it comes in so many structure decks now, it's not difficult to get your hands on one. 1 Ghost Ogre, I mean, you could probably swap out the other card if you're a really tight budget for another ogre. But personally, I play the one. Probably should be paying more, but I have one. And one Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I play the one Ash because, well, I got lucky with a trade with my friend. It's an amazing hand trap. It's one of the best hand traps of the current format, other than maybe DD Crow and Imperm, I'd say. Yeah. Then we get to the spells. I don't think anyone's surprised to hear that I'm playing a branded deck, and I'm playing Branded Fusion, which is the best branded spell and trap in the game. So you know how back in early 2020, I think, when Dragoon first released, everyone was playing Red Eyes Fusion, right? And that got Ash, you were screwed. Well, this is Red Eyes Fusion, but you can combo off more. Not just go into Dragoon. You don't have to run the Red Eyes Brick Dragon. And if you get ashed, you can still play cards. So overall, it's an amazing spell. You play the one Branded Lostu. This is surely in case, well, other than that, it's a search and something like Lubellion, Albion, Mirror Jade, which is nice. It's also protection for your branded effects to fusion summon, or any effect fusion summon, including Timaeus, which is a neat thing a lot of people notice. I play 2 Dark Magic Circle. Definitely, if you want to buff it to 3, you can. I'd say even at competitive DM levels, you just stick to 2. But again, personal opinion here. If you want to run 3, you can. It's an amazing card. Look at top 3, rearrange it, or after adding a Dark Magician spell or trap, or Dark Magician himself to hand. Except Eye of Timaeus. Cannot search Eye of Timaeus with it. It's a big thing no one remembers. Eye of Timaeus does not count as it says Dark Magician monster, not Dark Magician. Big difference. If you summon a Dark Magician, whilst it's on field, banish any cards your opponent controls, can actually change the format of the game. And lastly, we play final we play one of Soul Servant. It got a reprint in the Legendary Jeweler set, hence why I got one. Personally, you want 3. I'd say you want 3 of these, but they're like £8 a pop, and I have not got £8 to spare on a single piece of cardboard. Because believe it or not, I don't have money. Well, a lot of it, hence why the awful quality, and I apologise for that. Next, we play field spell stuff. So you got 1 Terraforming, Central Field Spells, any field spells. And a normal mission deck, I play Mystic Mine. Not this one, because it's 2 combo and you can OTK. And Mystic Mine will ruin you in that aspect. What you do instead is 1 Magician Salvation and 1 Secret Village. Salvation, you can set Eternal Soul from deck. And if you summon out Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, and the other one is in the grave, revive it back. And if you play the Links, you could do a big combo. Or in my case, you should beat him over the head more frequently. And with Secret Village, it's a Floodgate. Now, before anyone starts complaining, oh, you're playing a Floodgate, you're obviously bad, you forget that other decks play Floodgates that you might like. For example, Code Talkers, they play Nightmare Italy. That's a Floodgate to stop special summoning entirely. You got obvious ones in Rivalry of Warlords, Skill Drain, True Draco itself, Mind X. But other decks, like Hero, they play Floodgates. Everyone loves Hero. Cyber Dragons play Floodgates. So don't act like this is bad. Floodgates are a necessary evil. And then lastly, I play, this is a surprise one, because a lot of people do this, but I wanted to play a Hero card. Hero is probably one of my favourite archetypes, other than Lightsworn. So I'm playing a copy of Master Change 2. You can definitely sub this out for something more reliable, like another Branded Lost or something else. I'm playing Master Change 2 because I love one of the Master Heroes being Darklaw. I'll tell you who it is now. However, you can easily swap this out for Branded Lost or Soul Servant or something. And last 2, it's controversial. I really one cool buy. That's natural, like swapping hand traps. It's normal in Yu-Gi-Oh. Other one I run is Book of Moon. This is criminally underrated. Book of Moon is that one quick play spell that you will often hear that Yugi boomers complain about. And then you go to a tournament and it's used against you. And then you cry in a hole when they stop you from linking XZ summoning, or Synchro summoning, because they flips your tuner monster or one of the other monster keys combat starters into face down defense position. It's a surprisingly reliable card. Actually, it's more reliable with multiple. I have the one copy, but it is nice to get your hands on. Lastly, we have the Traps main. We play 2 Eternal Soul. It's the bread and butter of Dark Magician. Activate it. All Dark Magicians become unaffected, which is lovely. Push them out any Dark Magician grave, or if you were playing them, search Dark Magic Deck or Thousand Knives. You could play Dark Magic Deck. Side deck, it's like Harpy's Feather Duster, as long as you control Dark Magician, which is nice. But other than that, it's not too reliable. It could be a bit of a brick. It depends. Your opinion. I play one of the Dark Magician spell trap. Again, that's why I play Dark Magician Girl. Magician's Combination. Again, you could cut this, but I love the artwork, and it's anomaly negate. It's just really nice and helpful. And they remove it. They got to be prepared to remove one of their own cards of field, for my choice. Very nice, very useful. We have one branded trap, which is your alien target usually. And branded retribution. If you issue a counter trap effect, it's only when your opponent trying to special summon a monster. You can return to the extra deck a face up fusion monster you control, or 2 fusion monsters in grave. Negate that, or if it's in grave, which is what you use it for, you banish it. Add to hand a branded spell or trap, meaning in theory you're running. See, Springen's kit goes for branded fusion in graveyard as well. You're technically running like 7 branded fusions. In theory. But again, that's super dumb, and don't do that. Don't do it. IS play 7 branded fusions in one game, because you're going to lose. And then final traps to round it off. I've got some staples. We got Torrential. Now, you could talk about... I recommend playing Torrential, because it's a good card, and anyway, but if you want to talk that, fair enough. I play Bottomless Trap Hole. You could definitely cut the Bottomless, but I like seeing a Pendulum face when I banish every single card in their field, because they went for Pendulum Summon. And lastly, 2 Dark Bribe. Again, you want to have other spell trap negates, which is fair enough. I went for Dark Bribe because it's good. And I love Dark Bribe. It's a nice card. Also, Dark Bribe is one of the reasons why the price inflated for this deck, because I have the GX one here. You could just play 2 common ones and just cut the price down severely. And that is main deck, and monsters, spells, and traps. Then we get to the bread and butter of the extra deck. The reason why it's called Master Branded Magicians. You play 2 Dark Magician fusions in Dragoon, Dragonite. Dragoon is obviously your win condition, which is kind of summon out the most. Unaffected by pretty much anything, cannot be destroyed, cannot be targeted. Brilliant. Means you however, there are outs to Dragoon. He'll often talk about being like Dark Ruler no more. But Dark Ruler no more. You have Droplet is not a counter to Dragoon, but Kaiju's are. Mirror Jade is, but doesn't target. And other cards like that. So again, be wary when summoning out Dragoon. You will, and very easily, get it removed from Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And then you play the branded package. You don't want to spend too much time on this if you've seen branded, but I will explain what they do. You play 3 Lubellion. All you need is a Dark and Albaz, Dark Magician Albaz. Discard a card if you summon any level 8 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling away the materials. Look what's level 8 or lower. Dragoon. And Albaz is Dragon, so you could have a Lubellion in defense and a Dragoon out for your opponent to try and deal with. However, it means you're going through Branded Fusion, 1 discard for that, means you've got -2, and you at least 1 in hand for Dragoon. So that's a risk you'll be willing to take. However, Dragoon plus Secret Village is a near unbeatable combo. And I say near because you can beat it. Kaiju! Next, you play Triple Mirror Jade. It's a branded deck. What are you expecting? Other boss monster of the deck. You lose. Let's say they go Prohibition, Rise Art Dragoon. Oh no. Anyway, this is the other card you want to summon. Beautiful artwork, I'd say, and great effect. Your opponent removes it from field. They get their board nuked. And free banish it every other turn. You play 3 Albion. Mainly as Mirror Jade targets, but you could also use it for a fusion summon. Don't know why you get rid of your light monsters when your only ones you have in deck are to my Ice United Dragon, the 3 Veilers, and a Ghost Ogre. But hey, it's on you. It's your choice. And then you finally pay 2 more bits of fodder. You probably switch out Titanic Lad for Sprint. I play Titanic Lad in case I need to beat the opponent over the head last ditch effort in the game. But that's not me. And finally, you play 1 Master Hero Darklaw. One of my favourite cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Darklaw is pretty mid, I'll give it that. But it's damn good and I love it. And Linkus Spider. To put Dark Mission Grave. And yeah, I did say Darklaw was bad. It's not. It's very nice. You gotta love the Darklaw. And yeah, that's my branded Dark Magician list. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If not, dislike it. I'm sorry about the awful quality. I'll try and improve it for next time. I couldn't get anyone to help me with filming. Until next time, it should be a duel. Peace.